Welcome to SEDES English. My name is Viviana, and today we're going to be looking at noun clauses with that. And here, from what you can see, is I already have here my introductory clauses. So this is what I'm going to use during the beginning of my sentences. And we're going to see why we use them or how we can use them. So we're going to have a positive sentence, right? Just to start it off, I'm going to have maybe, again, you don't always have to say, I think, I feel, he realizes, people believe. Here what you can do is I can replace my subjects. So I can say she, but if it's third person, I put she thinks, right? He thinks. You think, right? Because singular. Again, I can change my subjects, right? He feels, she feels, we feel, I feel, and this goes on, right? For my questions, I'm going to start with do and my subject. Do, subject, and one of these. So think, feel, realizes, believe. I'm going to be using that after my subject, and we're going to see how we use it with our first example. So let's say I use the name, Sam. Again, Sam is still my subject, right? I have Sam, and let's use realize. Sam is third person. I'm going to have Sam realizes, right? Let's talk about something that you just happen to notice, like your feet are hurting. What could be a cause or a reason that your feet are hurting? Maybe your shoes are too small, right? So I can say that Sam realizes, and now we're going to use, right, that. Sam realizes that his shoes are too small. Here, again, we had our introductory clause. This is my introductory clause because I am introducing the idea, right? The thought. So this is all happening when we're going to explain ourselves, right? I then have my word, that, and here, am I talking about him, like his, or the shoes? I'm talking about the shoes, right? I'm not saying he is small. I'm saying that his shoes are small. So here I have my possessive his, right, my subject. And now we're talking about shoes are too small. Because I am describing the noun, which is shoes, this now becomes a noun phrase. I am describing the shoes and the size of them. So Sam realizes that his shoes are too small. So when we use, right, this is a noun clause, right, because we are describing what is happening, what is the noun affecting, or how is the noun affecting the person. So here, right, you're going to have always your introductory clause at the beginning, and to connect your introductory clause with your, right, your noun phrase, you're going to use the word that. Let's use another example. Let's say we now want to make it plural, right? We, and let's say we use feel. Let's say the students are taking a test and the students realize that this test is very difficult, right? So as a group, they can say, we feel. What's going to connect my noun phrase? My word that, right? We feel that, right, your introductory clause. So that, right, is going to connect to your noun phrase. We feel that the test is going to be your subject. We feel that the test is difficult. So here, yes, it is your subject, but it is your noun as well, right? So this is your noun phrase. So you have your introductory clause, that, connecting now your noun phrase. Again, let's use now a question, right? So if I use it in question, I can say, again, using your introductory clause, which is going to be do you believe? And then we're going to use our connector that. That, what is going to be my subject? Let's use my name, Viviana. Do you believe that Viviana is a good cook. So here, I still have my introductory clause, do you believe? I still have that to connect my introductory clause with my noun phrase. My subject is Viviana, and good cook, right? Is a good cook is my noun phrase because I'm asking you to describe my cooking, right? Cooking is your noun, good is your adjective, and of course the most important part here is that you have to use your question mark. If I'm going to start my statements with do, right? We know that do is an auxiliary for your questions. Do you believe? Or do we believe? Does she believe, right? If it's third person, it has to be does. So here do, right, is for singular. But if I have third person, she, he, and it, this is going to be does, right? Does she? Does he? Does it? For negatives, it's not all that difficult. It's very simple. I can say, I don't think, and let's say the test was easy for me, so I'm going to still use this. I don't think the test was difficult. So here, the only difference is that I have my auxiliary, don't, but negated. So if anytime you want to make your statements negative, you add your auxiliary, do, if it's singular, but if I have, right, she, he, it, I put does, doesn't, right, the negation, doesn't. So I don't think that, the test again being my subject, but also my noun, was difficult, noun phrase. Again, still following the rule. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, you can always leave us a comment, and I hope to see you soon in class. Thank you.